GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek, The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission, to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the GNT show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridium.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the GNT show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for coffee clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the GNT show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. GNT show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation.
That's
the thing about the GNT show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is
out.
Terry
Fuck it.
having a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Boy, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
Straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 130 of the GNT show. This is Gettysburg 7, and Terry is not here today. Terry has the flu, and when I say has the flu, I mean she's on death's door with the flu. She emailed Mike and I a couple of days here, and I had to get my flu shot after reading her email. So joining me, as always, wearing his Olympic Klingon, he was the Klingon flag bearer for the Sochi Games, Ceridium.
Yes, I was representing World Day. Kapla.
You have not seen ice dancing until you've seen Klingons ice dancing. And filling in for Terry this week, we have the beautiful Adrianne.
Hello. You can't see it. I'm wearing a blonde wig and trying to dress like Terry so I can, bring her along with myself to the menu. But I'm wearing this amazing blonde wig.
And
I styled it like Terry.
And the even more beautiful Black Magnum.
All right. I'm trying to, you know what? I'm wearing Terry's boots and my feet are hurting.
Yeah,
they're hurting. How do you walk in these?
That's so realistic.
I
They're
almost
not for
sprained my
walking.
ankle.
She doesn't walk. She levitates.
I see.
They're not for walking.
That's what I'm missing then.
Yeah.
She's got the anti-grav mode.
Is anybody else wearing anything that has the spirit of Terry?
A smile?
Oh.
No, but get well, Terry. She was taking care of Alan, who was sick, and then he transferred his filthy, nasty germs to her.
Get well, Terry. We miss you.
Yes, much love.
Come back
Hope
soon.
you get better soon.
Mike, don't you find it interesting that she traveled last week, she's sick this week, all during contract negotiations?
What does that mean?
I'm just saying.
She's holding out for more money.
I'm just saying.
That's what I was
She
thinking.
just might get it at this point.
So, before we start the show off, there's something that I kind of need to say here. And it's not show related, but I kind of got to say it. Back in 2006, when I became the senior non-commissioned officer of the unit I'm in, I met this young soldier who was just insane. He is one of the funniest guys I ever met, and quite honestly, at that time, not a real good soldier. We would be do what?
Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah. No, we would be drilling, and we'd be an hour or 2 hours into drill, and then get a phone call that said, dude, he was a bartender, and he said, I got off of work and I fell asleep and I just woke up, I'm on my way. Things like that. Or he'd show up and he hadn't shaved, and it was just, it was always a chore. But one of the smartest guys I've ever known. And then we deployed to Iraq in 2007, and he was put in a very, very bad situation when he went to Balad. I won't get into it, but there's no way that a young, inexperienced troop with no experience should not only have to fill in for his NCO who gets sent home for reasons I won't go into, but also then winds up out of a 3-person team being the only person because his commander gets relieved. And he stepped up to the plate with an amazing attitude and skill. And when I stayed the second year in Iraq, he stayed with me, and we stayed with the 10th Mountain Division, and we made one hell of a team. Our strengths balanced out each other's weaknesses. He was a marvel at organization for what we had to do, and I was the plans and operations person who drew up all our plans and did op orders and fragos. And if you know what that means, you know what that means. If not, it's our plan of action. And I did our travel, and we would go out, and he was just the best. He was also my roommate, and you know that old saying of you're never going to know anybody like you know somebody that you're in the foxhole with?
Right.
Kevin and I, we shared a foxhole for 2 years, and we got home, and Kevin had been in love with this girl since high school, and they had dated, and then they had broken up, and when he went home on leave, they got back together, and she had a child, and he loved that child. They got married. He adopted that child. They had 2 children together. Kevin, after a year home from Iraq, 2009, I think it was 2011, he went to Afghanistan for a year. Did not get to do his job, and by job I mean his military occupational specialty. He was public affairs and historian, and he was put in charge of a personal protection detail with a bunch of infantrymen, and he shined in that. Kevin was the best little brother somebody could have, and this weekend we lost Kevin to cancer after a year of in and out of Johns Hopkins, and he wasn't even 30 years old yet. Something else that was amazing fun with Kevin was his birthday was the day after mine. So when we were in Iraq, my commander was the day before me, my birthday, and then Kevin's. So we had a great end of October while we were deployed.
Yeah.
His wife Candace is one of the most wonderful, beautiful women. Boy, can she rock different hair colors. And by different, I mean from pink to purple to red to blue. She's an amazing woman. So Kevin is out of pain now, and I just want to say that you will be missed by far more people than you'll ever know. And as we used to say in the 10th Mountain Division, climb to glory.
Sorry for your loss, man. He sounds like a great guy, and I'm glad to know that you have great memories with him. So may his memory live on.
Yeah, he was the best. He turned into one of the best. He went from a soldier that here's the best example. You know what a dick Kirk is in Star Trek 2009?
Or Superman?
Yeah, that was Kevin. Okay? By the last time I visited Kevin a little over a month ago, we were talking about me signing off on paperwork when he got better to either become a warrant officer or go to OCS and become an officer.
Cool. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great guy, and I wish I could have met him, because you have some really interesting stories. I'm sure he did too from his experiences. Growing
he
up
was
in
the
forest,
biggest Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I'm a New York Giants fan. So while we were in Iraq, the Giants beat the Patriots for the Super Bowl, and then the next year, the Steelers beat the Cardinals, and we decided that in order for our team to win, one of us we have to be deployed.
Yeah.
But
see, I feel like I just lost a brother because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Kick him out of the feed now, please.
But I'm too cute. Don't you want to hug me?
I do want to hug you.
Come here, baby.
Big
here.
dark-skinned teddy bear.
Oh.
You bow tie teddy bear.
Oh my.
Once you go Magnum, you never go back.
I can't go as deep as you, Magnum.
Oh my.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, she did that.
Double jokes and innuendos and no, I don't want to say innuendos, because
hello. Well, hey.
Hey-o.
Jay Leno's gone. Hey.
Oh, that's funny.
Whee.
Oh, good stuff.
There it is.
Rawr. I'm a
Thank
horse.
you, son.
Friend of mine is on his way to Korea, and he's stuck in Seattle, I guess because of the weather or whatever. And he said there he was at 2:00 in the morning in Denny's, and people outside blazing up. He thought, it's not really that different than any time at 2 a.m. at Denny's in the parking lot. So.
Nope.
Oh, that's hilarious. But have you noticed that the two teams that went to the Super Bowl this year?
Easy. That's nobody else has pointed that out, Magnum.
What? They both come from states where marijuana is legal.
And evidently Denver smoked before the game.
Yeah, I think so. They forgot to play.
And Seattle did not.
Seattle is like, we'll smoke after the game. Denver's like, nah, we got this. We'll smoke before the game.
I felt really bad.
Or during.
I felt really bad for Peyton Manning because he was on the I-95 headed to the airport, and Seattle took his Easy Pass. So,
But
I don't know if the Super Bowl really happened. It didn't feel like it really happened.
It looked like a scrimmage game, to be honest.
It really did. Well, since I got that news, I woke up yesterday and the first news that I saw was about Kevin. So I spent my day making phone calls to people we had served with and letting people know. But thank God the Olympics are on in the background, because that was just, a nice thing to not have to worry about anything and just could look up every now and then and get involved with something. And I'm not sure, what do you think of this snowboarding being an Olympic event? I mean, it's cool as shit, and they make it look really, really easy, which obviously it's not. But
it takes skill.
It takes tons of skill. But I just don't know if I consider it an Olympic sport.
Have you ever snowboarded?
No, I haven't. But I've also never, luged, and that to me is an entirely different category. Snowboarding, a sport where everybody looks like they should be going, dude. To me, I'm not sure it's a sport.
Actually, it does take quite a bit of skill. The first time I snowboarded, I actually bruised 2 ribs.
Did you
really? Yeah, I've been skiing since I was 7 years old. So I skied all my life, and then I said, I'll try the snowboarding. And it can't be that hard. It's like skateboarding, right? No. I went down the hill. I flipped over. I did a complete 1.5 flip, landed on my arm on my ribs, and bruised it. So it.
This thing, the moguls, where they have like these hills in the middle of the downhill, they must have like no knees by the time they're 30. That is brutal.
Oh, it's a great ab workout.
And I'm sure leg, but you know what? So is fucking running across hot coals, and I'm not doing that either. Now, Matthew Anderson, you have to go to the NBC Sports Network when it's not on the NBC proper. They're airing it on 2 different networks. When it's on the actual NBC television network, then the Sports Network has other things on, and when the Sports Network has it on the NBC, yeah. And check your local cable and/or satellite provider.
Will do.
All right.
Hey, did you watch the opening ceremonies? Because I can relate this to Star Trek.
Yeah. What did you see?
The effects, the special effects in that opening ceremony, and no lens flares.
It's a little squeaky clean.
It was that floor, whatever they were doing, that was crazy. The effects they were able to do with that floor.
Well, that's because there were no cords getting in the way.
Well, that's true.
Oh, boy.
Are we the only 2 that watched it?
I don't know.
think so.
I accidentally watched it. That's what happened.
Wait, you turned the channel, fell down, and couldn't get up?
Yeah. No, I was already hanging out with friends, and they're like, oh, we're going to put this on. So I'm like, okay. But I was honestly, it was like I'm hanging out with friends and a game happened. I think they were kind of planning on watching it already, but I don't know. I was just working on crafts and computer stuff. And occasionally I'd look up to see a highlight or a commercial. And that was pretty much, the only reason I was there watching. I mean, but I was there to hang out with friends, so it was all good. I think a lot of people enjoy the Super Bowl because of that experience you get with your friends.
I watched it alone in bed.
I enjoyed it because of Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bruno Mars kicked ass.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he was pretty good. I've seen a comparison
how come
to
Janet
him
Jackson
to,
can't show her boobs, but Anthony Kiedis can?
Because he's a Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Yeah, but he's got bigger boobs than her.
Because he's a Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Okay, so Sunseol's showing the one technical glitch they had at the opening ceremonies. Considering everything that went into that, I couldn't kill them for it. It was, if that's all that happened, it was crazy good.
Did you see the Russian police choir?
Yes, singing Daft Punk.
Yeah, Daft Punk.
Yeah.
You know, for a group of people that don't smile and don't know what fun is, they look like they had a lot of fun. But there's this one guy in the front row that looked like he was about to die. He must have been about 100 years old with glasses on and looked like death.
Now, why do you say for people that don't smile and have fun? Are you saying Russians?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so not true. Do you know Tanya? Adrian, you know Tanya, right?
Which Tanya?
Nikiforova?
Well,
does she live in Russia?
Maybe.
Yeah, she lives in Moscow, and she was at Star Trek Las Vegas a couple of years ago.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
I'm better with faces.
Anthony, that's like saying that Snooki is America. Okay, that's a bad example. Yeah, that's a bad example.
America.
Russian people are awesome people. Their culture is amazing.
I'm sure they are, but I've never seen Russians have so much fun before until this song that they were singing.
And this girl, they've got the skating from a couple on, and this 15-year-old Russian girl. I'm sure that there's already a countdown clock for when she turns 18 somewhere.
Oh gosh.
T-shirts.
That's the internet.
3 more years.
Hot chick under 18. Let me make a countdown clock. You know that there's one somewhere.
There's just some guy who just keeps log of all that, of all the girls under 18, so he can make sure he's on it to make that calendar.
I know. The first countdown clock I remember for when someone turns 18 was the Olsen twins.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but when they turned 18, they hit the wall, and everyone's like, ew.
Yeah, it's not like Natalie Portman.
Right.
Oh my God, how did this girl... Okay, I make fun of figure skating, but goddamn. So, Winter Olympics in the Federation and Summer Olympics. I think Andoria every year. What do you think?
Yes.
And if the Klingons are in it, hosting, Mike, what do you think? Rura Penthe?
Yeah. Oh my God, Rura Penthe.
Can you imagine the Federation Olympics from Rura Penthe? The crowd's waiting to get in died. I'm not being a creeper. I'm saying that I'm sure that there's a countdown clock somewhere. What? Do you not get on the internet, people?
What is internet?
That's
internet
a
and internet.
Interesting comparison with Rura Penthe.
Brain? What is brain?
Oh, Captain P.F. Dennis is here. Oh, Paul's here. Paul, we missed you with all our heart. Oh, was that too soon? Mike?
I like what Jay Galloway just said. He goes, "Hey Nick, let Nick talk once in a while." Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
I'm trying to find out where Mike went to.
Oh, I'm here. I just forgot to push the button.
All right then. So let's get into convention news. Mike, you had convention news.
Okay, so we're going there first. Okay, 1 second. All right.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes.
You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing...
Convention news. Let's see. Avery Brooks will be joining.
Alright,
so there will be 4 captains.
There are 4 captains.
Chancellor Gorkon, David Warner will be there.
That is awesome. That guy is such a great actor.
I'm looking forward to meeting him. Robert Duncan McNeil, Ben Phillips, Paul Lynch, Eric Pierpoint, Sirach Lofton, Jim Metzler, Ronald B. Moore, Denise Crosby, Catherine Hicks,
Sally Kellerman, and Dawn Stott. So,
Mike, you sound like you're reading off a list of diseases.
Okay. So they're up to, I think they're up to 50 now. So,
and we still got a ways to go. So I don't think they're going to top last year.
Too. Did you hear about the wedding that's going to be happening in the, I think it's the Forrest Kelly Theater?
You mean Janice and I?
I don't know. There's, has Amy and, I forgot the name. Who is it? Because there's a few people I know that were interested in doing that there this year. But
was it like a mass, like a Mooney wedding, like a mass wedding?
I don't know if it's a mass wedding. I got invited to the event. A lot of people got invited to it, just sort of a general Facebook event for a lot of people who go to that convention. And it says it's going to happen in the Forrest Kelly Theater. Let me pull it up because it was really pretty interesting. But while I do that, the bridge will be back, I heard.
And that's where Janice and I are getting married.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That'd be great.
You know that I'm going to be there this year, Nick.
Are you?
Yeah, you told me last year, Magnum, make sure you are there next year at the convention. And I said, okay. So I'm not going to Comic-Con this year. I will be going to Star Trek Las Vegas.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, we need to, now, how many, you guys know Bishop, right?
Yes.
Bishop is going to be Janice's maid of honor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, they get along, don't they?
Oh, they get along. He wants to take her, like, to Pier 1 and shit to go shopping.
Yeah.
He wants my checkbook.
Yeah.
I said, bitch, please.
He's all he needs is your checkbook.
He's sweetie, give me your checkbook. I said, get out of here. But I need to. I know what costume I want to wear. I want to wear the Nemesis Romulan outfit for the wedding.
Oh, cool.
I know. How awesome would that be, right?
Super awesome. You should definitely. That'd be really rad.
And I want to have Dina Meyer there, and then push Janice out of the way. And no,
that is so wrong.
Oh no,
that's my apologies.
Wicked Romulan ways.
Exactly. She's going to dress as a Vulcan again, I think.
Cool. I liked her in that. She looked good.
I know. Mike, are you going to dress up?
I have my forehead ridges, but I don't know yet. We'll see.
Are we keeping you awake, Mike? Are we keeping you awake?
I had no sleep last night.
Yay.
Lolani messed me up.
No.
Oh. How was it?
The new episode of Star Trek Continues was released last night. And
I saw it too.
It was really good, but they changed a little bit of canon and completely invalidated
Enterprise?
A big section of Enterprise. Vanguard. I was pissed.
Oh no!
But it was.
Yeah, but Vanguard's not canon.
Story. I know,
and neither is Star Trek Continues, Mike.
I know, but still, it was really good though. The change really supported their story, which was still a really good moral tale. But like I said, I was kind of disappointed that they did something like that. And, but like I said, it worked. It was awesome. But
is it as good as the last one?
I think it's better.
It's different. I thought it was different.
Well, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Adrian, didn't you work on this? No, you worked on Renegades.
No, I worked on Renegades, but I know a lot of the same people who do Renegades and vice versa. So
yeah,
I mean, I know a little bit about what happens behind the scenes at Continues because I chat with Ralph Miller often and Vic Mignogna on occasion. He's really busy usually, and then Larry Nemeczek on occasion. But it's the same or a lot of the same team. But I really like just the editing, lighting, the sound effects, and I think the execution of the dialogue is done really well. There's a few things in the new one that definitely it gives it a different feel than the first episode. But episode 2, I thought it was really cool to get Lou Ferrigno green again. So you guys should see that. That's pretty funny.
The Shatner mannerisms down to a T.
He does.
But not in a parody way. In a total, you think you're watching James T. Kirk.
Yeah, he's devoted and really in it.
And so you've met Michelle Speck?
No, I haven't met her yet, actually. That's, I would like to, but no.
The first counselor, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is in the background.
Yeah, occasionally there's a little bit of dialogue that slips in that's a little too modern. I've noticed it by the females mostly in in episode 1 and 2. But I can overlook that because I know.
What do you mean too modern?
Okay, like contractions that you wouldn't hear an Orion say that are very modern American style contractions, I guess would be the way to put it. Like instead of want to, it would be wanna.
I was thinking more like, here's your grilled cheese sandwich.
No, not quite that way, but you can almost hear them say that. Yeah, there's a couple times when the females come off a little too grilled cheese sandwich, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But it's really rare that happens. And honestly, I guess being a voice actor and I'm big into linguistics and linguistics sounds like pasta, but because I'm hungry, it's getting to that time in the morning again.
Oh God!
But I pay attention to that
linguistics
type of
with clam sauce.
There you go.
Yum. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk about food. I'm actually fasting today.
It happens a few times here and there, but it's all right. It's all right. I mean, I think everybody is very dedicated to the role they're playing, and it definitely, that nostalgic feel, they inject it all over the place. It feels great, and sometimes it's very consistent, which I like.
Right. Yeah, I was so impressed with the lighting and the set decoration and everything for the first one.
Yeah, it's just right on. It's great, and it's a fan film too. So I mean, I think it exceeds expectations. I think they do absolutely everything they can with the budget they have, which is not a big budget at all. And they just are all in love with what they do and in love with Star Trek. So it really shows. That's the best example, I think, of fan-made fan productions. I think it's actually, I think big budget movies can learn a lot from very passionate small budget movies.
Well, again, we go back to look at Star Trek 2, which did not have a big budget, and what they managed to do with that.
Yeah.
By using perspective and other cost-cutting things,
Yeah, and I don't feel like in their case they had to really cut corners. If they did, it didn't show. And I think in some ways it's a little bit cheaper now to go and get kind of a retro feel with regards to props, even if you have to manufacture things, and that's because we know a lot of shortcuts now.
Right.
And some of these sets are built off of or refurbished from original sets, if you're lucky. But I know a lot of that stuff they had to just build from scratch. So yeah, I mean, lessons learned over the years.
Blueprints to go off of, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Did they go off of the original series?
I do believe so.
Yeah, the way that the corridors are connected to the bridge and the medical bay is attached, it's all pretty much identical to the original show, or exactly identical to the original show, from what I heard.
Now, a question I've had since you worked with them, Adrianne, where are they getting the technical stuff, the cameras and all of that? Is that theirs? Are they renting them? How are they doing this?
I think it's a combination of probably having some donated, borrowed, or rented equipment over in Georgia where they film, and probably what they bring over from California. And I mean, their crew is traveling, a lot of them from California, as well as their cast. That's my guess.
For the first one, the cameras were supplied by the actual camera operators who were, I think, from Seattle.
Oh.
Wow. I don't know if these are the same people that were involved in the first one, but if they are, then I think that's might have been Oregon, but they're from the West Coast. I want to say from the Pacific Northwest, but yeah.
Cool.
That's really cool. Now, how was what? Do you have any word on any Renegade news, Adrianne?
Well, I'm still working behind the scenes with the visual effects art department, art teams, and we're still working on a lot of the shots, a lot of cleanup, a lot of building. Things are looking really cool, but it's slow and steady because it's a very small budget, so we can only work with what we have as we get it.
For Renegades, let's see, they have made their Combadges available again. You can pick them up for $45. So if you want one of their snazzy Combadges,
it might be up to $50 now, but it might be what Sori said, it might be $45. Yeah, they did. They brought those back and the T-shirts back, so you can get, I think, both of those at the $50 mark. But those will go fast. So grab one if you can.
You think we'll be seeing those at the convention this year?
I hope so. I really hope so.
I still want one. I think they look cool.
I want one too. I didn't get one yet, and I was on crew.
I still don't like the Starfleet uniform, though. I got to be honest.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's different. It's unusual. You know, I think things like that inspire people. They're either someone's dream or someone's suggestion, and just the fact that it actually gets out there and it gets into the eyes of a lot of people, I think it sparks that imagination and inspires people. So, you know, I think if people like it or they don't like it, either way, it definitely gets people thinking. And I think that the colors sat really well in this on camera. So I think they chose good color and fabric, and it felt like it could be part of the Star Trek universe, even though it had its own unique character.
Well, and speaking of Renegades and Tim Russ, of course, being in that, I finally played the new mission in Stowe.
Yeah.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
I heard a voice that sounded familiar in there.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I did. But wow, what a mission. I had a great time with that.
I do have to say, I actually played that 9 times in a row.
Now,
wow.
Here's a question for you. If I play that again with Stan, I still get the reward, right? So I can just, can I, because I got like, I think it was the deflector last time. Can I just keep doing it and getting the pieces?
You complete
You sure can. That's why I did it 9 times in a row. I had to get it for 3 of my tunes. But I do have to say, Tim Russ was on point. He did a great job.
I posted that on Facebook that it was, now Michael Dorn did a good job, but it still felt a little stiff. Tim Russ, I felt like I was with Tuvok.
Exactly. It was straight Tuvok. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to take sides or anything, but Dorn it was great getting Dorn in there, but Tim Russ is on it. He still sounds like Tuvok. He has the depth of that character still, and just all the layers of that character.
He just finished playing Tuvok.
That's a good point.
I'm sure that helped.
It was fresh in his mind.
That's a good point, Mike. And Tuvok is one of those characters that, like, when I read the novels, when I read the Titan novels or whatever, Tim Russ so ingrained Tuvok in that I hear his voice in the novels and everything. Tuvok is actually a character that stuck with me a lot more than I thought he would.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say though, with Dorn, I think that he absolutely could have nailed it if he wanted to, because he's been pushing for the Worf fan film or the Worf
series
to go on, and if he's really pushing for it, he should not be letting himself fall behind with that character. So even though Tuvok is right on it and has been doing it in Renegades, I love that picture, Andrew.
That is awesome.
You know, even though Tim Russ has been able to do Tuvok recently, so it's fresh in his mind, I think Dorn has no excuse because he's pushing for that series, just like the fans are.
Yeah.
Well,
now,
what Star Trek Online? This weekend is the dilithium bonus weekend.
I've been taking advantage of that too.
Yeah, 100% bonus for dilithium ore on the daily mining, and as well as the rich dilithium claims. And then let's see, Fleet dilithium mined, 100% bonus dilithium ore for daily mining missions.
Yes.
And everywhere else in the game, 50% bonus dilithium ore.
Has anybody else in the Fleet dilithium mine fallen in and not been able to get out? I fell into the final section.
Are you serious?
Stuck. I wasn't paying attention because I was watching the Olympics.
I haven't even been.
I walked off a ledge.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my god! Now, getting back to the new mission, the story in that is incredible, and I thought the mix of space and ground, and oh my god, at one point I was cursing during the spacewalk because I overshot what I needed to do. It was the door thing on the side,
right?
You know where the debris is, and I overshot it, and I was like, I'm burning up. I'm going to die. I'm burning up.
We're going to die. We're going to die.
I know. Jesse was laughing about that. He was doing when they were developing the episode. He was laughing about how easy it would be for people to burn and die.
I hated Sheldon Cooper there, Dr. Cooper.
Oh, my word.
Hanging with Dr. Cooper. And I'm not going to say anything for anybody that hasn't played the mission yet, but I will say that when a certain twist happened, I really did go, what the fuck? And then I said, thank you, you're bringing it home. So, Christine, right at you, baby. Because it was so good to see
annoying.
that.
Cooper was annoying, but if you tune him out, it's fine. I had to rely on Tuvok to bring it, to keep me calm, because I just wanted to take my phaser and shoot Cooper. I really wanted to do that.
But the twist, were you happy with the twist?
I was happy with the twist.
Yeah, I was very happy.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. It brought from when we all joined, well, those of us that joined when the game first came out, it brought that back into prominence.
Right.
I was very happy with that.
Very, very good, yeah. Because it makes me look forward to the future.
Yeah. Mike, how about you? Now, can you play it as a Klingon character, Mike?
Yes.
How is it any different from Klingon the Federation?
Yes.
How so? Well, the one-word answers.
I love it.
There's this, I'm not sure if the difference is between Klingon and Federation, but there's two paths you can take towards the end of the mission. And it's kind of just random. Every time I've also played it 9 times, and each time it was a variation of I think 2 or 3. There were different. There were differences. One time you're dealing with a cloaked assassin. Another time you're dealing with a mech. Another time, there was variety, and I like that.
Oh, Sunsale says for one thing, the mission itself is randomized.
It is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I play it a couple more times with Stan, it's going to be different every time.
Well, once you switch it up with different characters, if you play with Stan, you'll probably go down the same path. However, I played it with my Klingon as well and my Romulan, and I had different interactions during the mission, and I was like, oh wow, this is not like when I was on Black Magnum, and I followed it through. It was great. I like what Cryptic did with that.
My favorite variation is the one where we go into the room and there's the shield is kind of broken, and I just like that one. That one I thought was pretty cool.
You mean where the solar flare is coming through?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
I died in that room.
Well, what's odd was even if you're in the shadow, if you're too far away from the console that's blocking the sunlight, you still die.
That's what happened to me. I'm like, okay, I'll just walk along the shadow and then move over once it's done. As I walked away, I burned up. I literally fried. I'm like, yay, barbecue. Oh, it hurts. I'm dead.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It's just a flesh wound.
A lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Now, the new system, I'm still running the Borg set. Is the new one better than the Borg set?
It rivals the Mako, but in my personal, I've actually PvP'd with it and I died a lot, but it's decent. It's decent. I think it's good. If you are a PvEer, use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if you PvP, you might want to get something.
Because I've been doing a lot of the Dyson, the Breach, and Storming the Spire, so I was wondering if it'll help with that.
Oh, it works really well in PvE. I think I use it on my Romulan. It's straight science, and it works great. It works just fine. I have no issues with it.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's like a 4-piece set or something like that.
Yeah.
Star Trek news? I am so proud to be a talkie geek.
We've got our problems with the film, which we'll get into on our dopey little podcast and nitpick it to death.
Star Trek news?
So congratulations to the always dreamy David Mack.
There's Legos?
No. Star Trek news?
Yes, the story behind the story. The movie that never was made.
They got a Klingon!
I know.
Sold.
Klingon, that's right. I'm gonna throw in a Buck Mackay rookie guard. That's right, a Buck Mackay for people. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Star Trek news?
So, there's a new poll. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, well, there's quite a few tidbits of Star Trek news that we haven't talked about in a while.
Go ahead.
Skeletrix. That's a new product. They're kind of odd.
Is this the new dolls that suck?
What?
They remind me of voodoo dolls, but they're there's a Klingon, a Kirk, and a Borg.
They remind me of voodoo dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are awesome.
They are a little bit voodoo-ish.
They're very Tim Burton.
Or actually, it reminds me kind of Day of the Dead.
See, I'm thinking Tim Burton doing Star Trek.
It's kind of like
Mexican
Dia de
tradition
los
of
Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. So
Yeah.
But I thought those were kind of interesting.
Can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night, going to get a glass of water? You open the fridge and one of those dolls is looking at you, standing in the fridge.
Oh,
that'd be scary.
Not really, because I'd be like, "Why are you in the fridge, dude? Do you want a beer?"
I would so do that to Janice.
I would totally destroy my refrigerator.
Or put one on the back of the toilet so that when she gets up in the morning,
It's
goes in.
It's fake. It's a fake. It's not real. It's not scary.
Did you see the new action figure that looks like it's wearing a sports bra?
Which one?
What?
Hold on.
Wait, yeah, I gotta know what you're talking about.
Oh yes, the Square Enix action figures,
Oh.
the Kirk and Spock.
Yeah.
They're like fully posable.
They're horrible.
With extra hands and all kinds of gear. They're kind of interesting.
They're horrible.
I like them.
I gotta find pictures.
I've got a link here.
Okay.
They're like fully posable. I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah, here you go.
What is this?
Look at that. That's horrible.
What is happening?
Exactly.
Does he have like an extendable torso? Can you like?
He can twist, so he can actually run. Look like he's running.
Oh my gosh! It looks like you can grab the top and the bottom and pull, and it like shrinks
It's like
and
Stretch
expands.
Armstrong. Remember Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah, I remember Stretch Armstrong.
It reminds me of that.
Separate hands.
You can take the hands off.
For
It looks like prosthetic limbs, like for a human. It's kind of creepy on a doll. It's not creepy for humans.
Yeah, this is not good at all.
I agree.
Huh. This is kind of odd.
I think they're cool. I mean, these are like fully posable.
Are they Legos or
Waist
something?
down, it's kind of cool. From the waist up, it's weird.
I'm thinking Legos. You could do better with Legos.
And what's with the Mike? I understand they're fully posable, but what's with the flap in the front to bring in his captain's log out?
Oh no!
You went there.
Is there a flap? I don't see a flap.
Look at Kirk.
I am, but isn't that supposed to be like that?
It's
the
the
place
zipper.
where like the zipper is
It's the
underneath
zipper.
the.
That's a little too much detail.
Not like a flap, like what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you thought I was talking about something different.
I don't know. Wait, now I'm confused. I know you have me looking at his crotch. Thanks. I'm just staring at it. I
do like the fact that Spock has the live long and prosper fingers going.
But Spock doesn't look like Zachary Quinto, though.
I'm just going crazy looking at that. That's okay. Scrolling down.
And let's face it, Kirk looks more like Matt Damon than Chris Pine.
Damon. Yeah, he does. He does look like Matt Damon.
I don't know. He reminds me of a Street Fighter character.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm expecting him to start bouncing from left to right. You know that with the fist up pose, the bounce, getting ready to fight.
They should make a board one.
There are 4 new Star Trek prints now. Let's see, Wolf in the Fold, which is kind of cool. The Corbinite Maneuver. The Who Warns for Adonai.
I want that guy.
And Friday's Child.
I love Friday's Child.
There's also one for Star Trek The Cage, it looks like, which is kind of cool. It's got the girl, the first officer, the captain, the science officer. That was kind of
Otsunoken!
Can I say what doll I have?
Fist of the North Star. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's what it reminded me of. Like Street Fighter characters, like Fist of the North Star, which wasn't a Street Fighter character, but still similar. Yeah. Thanks, Mad Wolf. Exactly.
I love the Cage one.
Yeah, I do like that one. Moving on, congratulations to Scott Bakula. It looks like he's joining, he's going to be featured in an NCIS spinoff.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
I don't watch the show, so, but hey, he's working. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just rediscovered, when I was laid up in bed this week, still recovering from the surgery, the NCIS Los Angeles. Damn, that is a really good show. Just saying.
In other product news, there is Star Trek Hot Wheels.
What?
Interesting.
Link in chat. It'll be in show
So
notes.
you're gonna have a Galaxy-class ship with wheels on it, and you're gonna zip
that
down the track. Is that what it is?
Did they make a Scooby Van? Star Trek Scooby Van?
Yep.
These are
Ghostbuster Star Trek vehicle. Wow, there's
I
stuff
would,
happening.
I would be disappointed as a kid if I got a Star Trek Hot Wheel and it was a Borg cube.
Oh my gosh.
just
Where are these?
it's just a block with wheels on it.
These are retro. These are classic cars painted with Star Trek themes. It kind of a retro Star Trek theme. Even the packaging is pretty cool. It's all retro comic book type. It's kind of cool, I think. And for the ladies out there, more products. New apparel for the ladies, or her satin robe, sleep shirts in red, blue, and gold, as well as
robes just aren't necessarily for the ladies. Just saying.
I like satin.
I know, right?
Well, they're pitching it towards the ladies.
I like it how it feels against my skin.
There's pajama sets and panties.
Wait, are you talking about how Star Trek ladies feel against your skin, or wait?
I'll go with that.
Okay, wait, yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, I can see Janice in one of those sleep shirts.
Yeah, there's simple stuff. There's also a USS Enterprise alarm clock. It's got a projection, so it projects the time on a wall or the ceiling. And let's see, it has sound effects, and the nacelles light up when the alarm goes off.
See, I know how I am in the morning. That thing would not be worth the money because it would be broken by the end of the first week.
That's the first thing that went through my mind, Nick. I can see it in pieces, right? Red alert, and then it's broken. I'm like, dang, I paid all that money for this.
Well, Patrick Stewart's also been pretty busy.
Yeah, he has.
Love that guy.
He was on The Daily Show as a Chinese move rover.
Mm-hmm. That was hilarious.
And he was also on David Letterman as well. So
I like it when he was dressed as a satellite or something. He was saying goodnight.
Oh, the Chinese moon rover, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
hilarious.
Moment of Zen.
Yeah.
That was kind of freaky that when that machine was shutting down, it was like, good night, people of Earth.
Yeah, it was kind of, contemplative. Kind of creepy.
What are we going to do when fucking Voyager gets here looking for it?
Hey, we're the ones that created the Borg. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I pulled up that wedding thing that I was mentioning. It's Amy Campbell and Mark Restucci or Stuckey. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing the name. But yeah, they're doing a wedding as well. They're going to be in the DeForest Kelly Theater on Friday evening, and they invited a lot of people, and that's a pretty big ballroom. So I'm pretty sure that anyone
that's during karaoke
here
time.
Would be able to fit inside the theater to see it.
Yeah, that's during karaoke time.
It's actually before that. It'll be going until about 7:30 p.m. So it just goes for about an hour or less, actually under an hour, and ends at 7:30. So if I remember right, karaoke starts kind of right after that, maybe around like 8 or 9.
I was gonna say 8. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so it's right before that.
Are you gonna regale us with your singing again?
I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna. Yeah, I definitely want to do it. I hope they do it 2 nights again, like Thursday night, Friday night. That'd be rad.
I know.
If so, I'm thinking of a couple songs that I would do. So yeah,
I think you and Elliot should do "Paradise by the Dashboard Lights."
I don't know that song that well though. It's different when you do stuff at karaoke. Like I can sing along to it on the radio, but then like if I try to do it karaoke, it feels all foreign to me unless I've practiced it. I'd have to practice it.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have much time.
Right. That's a good thing. Good thing.
Day Cumberbatch was on Sesame Street. He hung out with the camp.
Oh, Benito Cumberbatch.
That was kind of cool. I guess he was showing up as Sherlock in order to help the count apparently. And
if the count can't count by now, there's some serious learning disability going on.
He's been counting for over 50 years, it seems like, and still can't get to 10.
There's a couple more, so we're almost done, so please bear with. I don't know what these are. Anyone heard of Knees, Neez.com?
I have 2 knees.
You're the bee's knees.
Well, it's
knee high to a grasshopper.
According to the article, it's some kind of it's kind of like an avatar type thing. I don't know how it works. I don't know if anyone in the chat room is familiar with it, but they just got a bunch of Star Trek
I just saw that this morning, Mike.
Yeah, they got like Klingon tattoos, and they've got like Starfleet Academy t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. So,
I'd rather have that stuff for real to wear, but that's cool. Avatars are fun.
Yeah, if you're into me's, check it out. And
I'm a leg man myself, so.
Nice.
Knees.
Well, it's Mies with an M.com. I looked up Mies with an N because at first I thought that's what you said, but that site doesn't exist. But Mies with an M, like Mary, that does exist. Yeah.
Is this a game? Is that what that
Sun
is?
says it's like IMVU-ish.
What is it?
It's like an avatar, right? It's a 3D
It's an
version.
avatar. It's like some kind of computer avatar. But you can get, Klingon tattoos and accessories and Starfleet t-shirts, Star Trek t-shirts.
I'm going to have to side with Adrianne on this one because I'd rather have this to wear in real life than
Well, it sounds like,
computer.
yeah, so I don't know if the prizes, the t-shirt and gift cards, well, the gift card obviously is something you can use, but I don't know if they're, well, I guess we'd have to check at Mies.com because the prizes that Story mentioned, like the t-shirts, might actually be a real t-shirt you get, but maybe we could, if we like what the avatars are wearing, we could always ask Mies.com to make it for real, and maybe that would be a possibility.
They already have t-shirts that you can buy, just not through them. This is, from what I understand, it's only for their virtual world.
Yeah, well, that's what I was referring to, the virtual characters' outfits, because I assume that they'd have probably some really cool things that they may or may not have for sale for real life for people. So you could like dress up like your avatar for real. That's what I was curious about. I thought that would be real cool.
And finally, Leonard Nimoy. He has COPD.
Mm-hmm.
He quit smoking 30 years ago, and even so, he's now, it's catching up to him now, apparently. So,
yeah, he's become a bit more open about it since the photo was released that was very unkindly taken of him at the airport, and but he's come out on a lot of articles to talk about the condition, and I think that's really great and give his support to people and create awareness for his diagnosis.
Yeah, my father has that.
Yeah, it's tough, and I definitely wish that there was better treatment for it. I don't know. Has your father gotten some good treatment?
Yeah, I'm just laughing because last time I was up visiting, my father and I were talking, and he was getting on my nerves, and I picked up the cord to his oxygen.
You jerk.
And I was like, I'll bend it. I swear to God, I'll bend it.
You jerk.
Oh, you'd have to know my parents.
No, I mean, I know your sense of humor too, though, so.
Yeah. He just started laughing.
The article says there's no cure, but once diagnosed, it can be treated, and the symptoms can be managed, and the disease can be slowed.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm sure that he's taking care of himself, and hopefully he'll be around for a good long time still.
I hope so, and I hope that he's around comfortably because versus like in distress. Because I know it was tough for him, and he couldn't do convention appearances anymore. So I don't know. Maybe if something goes in remission a bit or slows down, he might make one more appearance, or at least just be around to talk with people or talk about the diagnosis, or just share happy thoughts. Because he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. And one of the messages that I got from Leonard Nimoy when he was publicly now talking about it, he's encouraging everyone to stop smoking because he stopped 30 years ago, and now he's afflicted with this COPD. What we don't realize is that what we do now today affects us later in life. So he's just basically saying, take care of yourself now, so when you're older, you'll be stronger.
Yeah. I mean, I need to get more sleep because that's my thing. I know, like, I'm knocking off years of my life every night. I don't get it. Sheesh.
But we like it. We like it when you're sleep deprived, Adrianne. We do like it, though.
Oh, I guess for comedy's sake.
Well, since Terry usually brings this up, but StarTrek.com has their poll. And the question this week is, which will come first? Colonies on another planet, deep space human travel, first contact with aliens, flying personal vehicles, teleportation, or time travel?
Oh, it'll be something like colony or vehicle.
We're going to be on Mars before any of that other stuff happens.
I said, meeting aliens. I think we already did that, though.
Well, we got aliens here on Earth, I think. Like, me.
Octomom?
Nick?
Nick. And Story. And everybody listening to the show. And, So, I don't know. I gotta see probably the personal vehicles thing or the colonization.
See, but the flying personal vehicles thing, that's been talked about since like the 20s, and it's still not happening.
You can thank the oil industry for that.
I'm kind of thinking colonies on another planet because they're already looking to send people to Mars to set up that one-way trip.
A one-way trip, yeah.
Yeah. I think that one's
that's gonna happen
more
sooner.
highly likely, yeah.
I
really want the flying ship, though.
Oh, yes.
The flying cars, the only way that is really going to happen and catch on is after they have, like, self-piloting vehicles, which we're making strides on.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Let's just take a look at how people drive. Do you really want people flying?
Yeah.
Exactly, which is why self-piloting vehicles have to come first. And although we're moving in that direction, we're not there yet.
Yeah, well, we have the tech. We've got some cars on the road already doing that. So
yeah, but
I think that would probably be the thing to come out first then. And and then hopefully flying cars.
How many times a week do you say, because I know I say it several times a week, damn, I wish I had a transporter.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
I know,
or
right?
a phase cloak. When I'm driving, that's what I want the most is a phase cloak.
I want a transporter. That 9-hour drive gets to be a bear.
Yeah, if you're driving that far, yeah.
Definitely transporter, for sure.
But the problem with transporter?
When I'm just driving around and don't want to deal with traffic, phase cloak.
You need a transporter, sorry, because you're out in the middle of nowhere. You got to get over here fast. It's for survival for you. For us, it's convenience.
The problem with transporter is we will never be able to call into work because of weather again.
Unless you're working outside.
That's true.
Good point.
Yeah, that'd be the only reason. It's like, dude, there's like a half an inch of snow. What do you want me to do? I can't work.
I'm still kind of haunted by that early Enterprise episode where they were beaming out of the windstorm and the dude had the rocks and the sticks all in his face.
Yeah.
I actually liked that because that showed kind of the danger of it. Speaking of Enterprise, I'm still reading, because I haven't done a lot of reading while I'm recovering, which I should, is the Christopher L. Bennett Enterprise novels that I'm reading.
We're going to talk about books? Okay.
See, now we're supposed to be talking about books.
Books. They're these bound things with paper and words.
I've heard tales of the dead tree format, but I don't believe them. No, you're wrong. They're this thing that you put on your Kindle.
Amazon, ebook. If you haven't bought it, I will cunt punch you. That's a great line.
It's a good line.
Do you read Star Trek novels? I'm sure Swallow has some stories he could tell us.
I love big books and I can't lie.
That's one of the really good things in life. To me, as long as it's enjoyable to read. That's a good book. Wasn't it a good book, Mike?
It was.
That's because Mackenzie Calhoun is badass. No, it is not a Cardassian generational epic.
I was like in heaven.
It's really good.
Right on. let me pull up. Let me find out what book I'm reading. I finished the Time to Sleep.
The series or just the one book?
No, the first book. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I
was like, wow, you blasted through that series.
No, I'm now reading Typhon Pack 07 first book in that series.
Oh, great book.
It's interesting so far. I'm only 6 chapters in or so. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I like about this one I'm reading is Christopher L. Bennett has Shran's voice down big time.
Right on.
Which is fun.
These are the voyages I'm up to. Jinkun and Miri.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
And big news this week, the G&T bump continues.
Oh?
Kristen Beyer made the New York Times bestseller list with her new Voyager novel.
Are you serious? That's awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations.
I know, and it's so deserved because we've said it before, she has breathed such life into Voyager with her novels.
You know what? This is like epic. I mean, Star Trek novels are like seriously being taken seriously.
See, look at that. DEF CON comes in just in time to say Voyager Protectors has hit New York Times bestseller list.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, Kirsten.
Yes, big time. She's an amazingly cool woman. And speaking of amazingly cool, let's go in the other direction. We have an Ask Dayton.
Dayton!
Did you see who's here?
No.
Our special guest this week, none other than the man, the myth, the legend, author extraordinaire. Just ask him, Dayton Ward. Up in here.
He's delicious.
The man is a sage.
Dayton Ward is here. Hi, Dayton.
Hello, Dayton.
Hello, Newman.
And Mark just handed him his complimentary gin and tonic for the G&T show, so that's always good.
That's good.
Firefly vodka. See, if we knew he was coming, we would have taken him to the green room with the green women.
God damn it, go read the Ask Dayton.
Oh, Dayton.
Dayton.
Dayton Ward is Grumpy Cat.
Dayton Ward, troller of trolls. He's such a diva. Pay attention, Ask Dayton fans. Everybody got their pad and pencil ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Would you like to be a part of the Ask Dayton experience?
Send your questions to hosts
at gntshow.com.
This is Ask Dayton number 93. 93. Dear Dayton, I want to ask some questions. I like to think I'm a writer. That is, people say I write well when presenting poetry or some easily manufactured pen-to-paper bullshit that stirs someone else's emotional state. That aside, I often find that when I'm writing a story, I come to what I hatefully term the wall. There comes a point when writing where even if I know where I want to go with a story, have notes, or just even continuing to type, that this sudden overwhelming despair settles over what I'm doing. I have over 20 stories that I've never finished simply because of the unsettling despair that, even after letting a story sit for a time, just creeps back up no matter how much I try to push through it. It's enough to make most people mad, let alone me, who wants to crawl into bed and cry for a solid week and wait to die of dehydration. Do you ever hit the wall when writing? How many stories have been lost to it? Have you ever overcome it? Is the wall the same for all writers, or is it different for each person? Is there any way that I could overcome it? With love. Sorry. Who's got a breathing apparatus going? Am I the only one hearing that?
No, I'm hearing it too. Yeah, I didn't know if Darth Vader was tapping in or not.
Not me.
Okay, Dayton's reply. With love? With love from who? Diane Lane? Dana Delaney? Stormy Daniels? You can't leave a dude hanging with something like that. It's just cruel. I can only judge your situation based on what you've told me, but my gut reaction to what you're describing is that you simply haven't given your ideas sufficient time and space to breathe. That is, it sounds to me like you came up with a spark of what you thought was a really awesome story idea, and at this point, we have no reason to think it's not a really awesome story idea, and perhaps didn't take the time to ponder where it might go once you started the actual writing. It's a common mistake, and one we've all made at one time or another. We get excited by the initial idea that's got a chokehold on our imaginations, and we run screaming into the night because we want to get all the words down before our brain purges them to make room for something really important, like keeping track of all the characters who've died since the beginning of 24 or The Walking Dead. Walking Dead starts back up tonight, by the way.
Yes, I'm excited about that. I am so excited. I can't wait.
Maggie, have I ever lost a story because I just couldn't find a way to make it work? Not really. I mean, I've had ideas that I've eventually decided weren't workable, or they just plain sucked, but I tend to figure that out before I spend any actual time writing on them. I've started stories and eventually figure out that they weren't working. In my experience, hitting the wall usually is a result of my not having a damned clue where the story is supposed to go, and that's normally a consequence of my not having done my proper prep work. Sometimes it's because I thought I'd done enough, but really didn't, and other times because I shouted to the writer gods, "I choose to pee into the wind," before setting forth and pounding keys just to see what happens. What sometimes happens is the wind blows the stuff right back. I know you say you have situations where you have notes you're working from, but what kind of notes are they? Backstory and character descriptions are great info to help flesh out things while you're writing, but from what you're describing, I have to wonder if you've taken time to figure out your story's plot from beginning to end. I'm not saying you should lay out every beat or write up a rigid outline from which no deviations are allowed. I'm just talking about a simple list of wickets you want your story to pass through, so that when you have a defined starting point and some idea of how the frapping thing's supposed to wrap up. Yes, there are writers who can sit down with no plan or outline and just start typing and just build their story as they go while shooting from the hip and just flinging words like a pack of rabid caffeine-saturated chimps, throwing their own shit at each other. I think we can agree those folks are freaks. They're freaks we admire for their uncanny ability we wish we had, but freaks just the same. Unlike these evil geniuses, I need at least a general bare-bones roadmap most of the time to keep me from wandering too far off course. If I know how the story's supposed to end, I don't worry as much about altering the route or including some scenic detours along the way. Okay, I think that's enough driving metaphors for one day. There's no easy answer except to keep at it, and I know that's easier said than done, but here's the thing. It's the keeping at it that makes you a writer. So keep at it and good luck. Just be sure to check the wind direction.
Thank you, Dayton.
In the unlikely event you were seeking actual honest assistance with your real issues you're facing, well, tough. That's what you got for bringing this stuff to an internet radio show devoted to a computer game and books nobody reads.
Thank you, Dayton.
Dayton.
I love it when you say that.
Can't help it.
That reminds me.
Parental guidance is suggested.
There was a time, not all that long ago,
aliens stole my daddy.
The spork of doom.
Eaten by a big nebula. His big gnashing teeth comes right at your throat.
Okay, so we end up going time travel, and then you find out that the guy who planted the bomb, he kind of looks like Crazy Harry. You know, the guy who blows stuff up.
A boom, boom, boom. Iconic villain statement.
No, I can't leave you, Slippy. And he's like, no, don't leave me, Star Fox. And I'm like, oh no, but there's a better one out there.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
My name is Kurt. James.
Congratulations, you're fully dilated to 10 centimeters.
There'd have to be a big corn that walks around going, hey, you guys.
I know classical French foil. Dressed like Luke wanting to go to Tashi Station. Coat hanger in one hand out the window.
Fucking Marv is just recasting Cheers.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
As some of you may know, I'm currently at the ass end of a major move, and during the moving process, I found a box. This is not a small box, mind you, a box of stories. There must be a couple hundred stories in it that I had written long ago. So I'm considering, I've been going through some of them, and I'm considering revising some of them and putting together an ebook, kind of like a collection of, I don't know.
Short stories?
Yes, short stories.
Short stories.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's cute.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
What these stories that you found in the box? What type?
What's
is it
in the
Star Trek,
box?
sfi? Is it fiction, nonfiction?
What's in the box?
They were fiction. They were. A lot of them were inspired during my Stephen King fandom, but there's some sci-fi in there. There's some horror in there. So I'm gonna go through them, revise them, and see what I can do with them.
That's cool. I would totally read that. I would steal Adrianne's cornflakes, and I would totally read that because I like your work. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. Slash, not really. Although there is, I think if I remember correctly, there is a little some risque stuff in there, but nothing Slash like.
Nothing like car battery charger on nipples or anything.
No, and there's no Kirk on Spock on.
Thank God for that.
Scotty action. Although Scotty would totally be the one.
Scotty, what?
So you do have horror, right? You have horror.
Yeah, there's some horror in there.
I like horror.
Mike, I gotta think that your horror is probably pretty disturbing.
I think some of it is.
Although you get scared so easily, I could see you starting to write something, scaring yourself, and then just putting it away.
Well, you have to keep in mind this was written more than a decade ago, and I was quite a different person then.
Well, what happened?
I had my hopes and dreams crushed.
No.
Oh, you met a woman. I understand. Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm sorry.
It wasn't a
met a girl. She built a brick wall, and he ran into it.
I'm sorry. We suck.
By the way, Adrian, this grilled cheese you brought me, wonderful. Thank you.
Anytime.
How's yours, Magnum? Oh, you didn't get one?
No, I already ate it. I'm still trying to get the butter off my fingers.
Isn't that the best part? The butter.
I know, right? Oh my goodness, so good.
Fuck, I want a grilled cheese now.
Oh my God, I want one so bad now. I'm gonna make one. Oh, grilled cheese sandwich.
Horror and grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese is therapy. That alone will make you feel so much. You can have a broken leg. Someone brings you a grilled cheese sandwich, you forget about the leg.
With tomato and basil soup.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Last night I was really down because of the news I got, and I ordered a great basil beef from the local Chinese place. Oh, so good. With some crab rangoon.
Wait, what's crab rangoon?
Crab rangoon. It's the wontons stuffed with the crab meat.
Oh, I thought that was like Batman's nemesis.
Crab rangoon? Nice.
They look they're like shaped like growing stars.
Yeah. What is this Sunseol talks about? Sunseol likes grilled cheese without the butter?
Yeah, she's a freak.
You
I
ate
don't
some
understand
Ras Al
that.
Ghul.
It's not a grilled cheese sandwich without butter, Sunseol. All you're eating is bread and cheese.
Yeah. I mean, that's my other favorite snack is I make some toast, I put some mayonnaise on it and some cheese, and it's toast with cheese and mayonnaise.
Ooh.
Complicated.
It's really good. I've been having that since I was like 7 years old.
Oh, you know what I like? I like making scrambled eggs, and I just put the scrambled egg on toast, and I put some ketchup on top of that, and I make a sandwich out of it.
You lost me at the ketchup.
Oh, it's good.
I make scrambled eggs and put it on a nice toasted bagel with some cheese.
Yeah. Oh, so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Mike, what are your favorite snacks?
Oh.
My favorite snacks.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I just usually eat whatever is put in front of me.
You're a hard man to please, Ceridium.
I am.
Oh, I'm so gonna do that. So gonna make stuff.
Nice.
She's
like,
Ah.
I'm thinking of going to Waffle House after the show.
I'm gonna go to YouTube and look up Gordon Ramsay and make the perfect grilled cheese. That's what I want.
Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay on
I love that guy.
Wait, grilled cheese though. See, everybody. Some people like it with the really dark burn. Some people like it very lightly toast. You know what I mean? It's a very individual thing. The grilled cheese, and you wouldn't think it is, but it is.
Yeah.
Like I love the American cheese with a slice of Monterey Jack in there to give it a nice gooiness.
That's good. I like the easy melt American cheese on very buttered, pan fried potato bread. So potato bread's kind of sweet, just a little bit sweet.
I know.
Good.
Oh man,
That'll learn them. You know, sometimes I switch out my cheese though, or I'll do several different types of cheese. I'll use pepper jack.
Sorry.
I'll use pepper jack. Oh, and I'll melt that and have a grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, it's so good. Good.
You said good with authority.
With authority. With authority.
Yes, sir. I'm on that good.
Yes.
You got it, sir. Oh,
there you
damn
go.
you, Mad Wolf. You showed me grilled cheese.
Damn you to hell, sir. You Cardassian bastard.
By hell's hot, I stab at thee.
Ooh, on pretzel bread.
Oh, pretzel bread with mustard.
Now, the grilled ham and cheese.
Oh, look at that. Oh, my God, on wheat bread.
How about the grilled ham and cheese sandwich?
I do make that as well.
Yeah.
I do that as well.
Oh, that's good, too. Oh, man.
That looks really good.
One of those like presses where you like press different designs into your bread, you know,
like a panini press that burns the design.
So. Yeah,
they push like hearts and stars.
Well, I want a Delta or a Klingon trifold.
I was gonna say, don't you with the Klingon?
Yeah, that's what.
Someone's got to have those cookie cutters, right?
I think Terry does.
Yeah.
Is that bacon? Is that bacon?
Look, that's
It
bacon.
is bacon and
Bacon,
tomato and like mixed cheddar.
That likes a Colby Jack type of cheese.
But the cheese needs to be melted. The bread needs to be toasted, and that'd be.
Oh, G&T show does food.
I know.
It's great.
Awesome.
I still think we need to do another G&T cooking show at Terry's house.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
What is that, son?
That's a slice of heaven is what that is.
It's like zebra bread with all types of cheese, melted stuff, and meats, and
I must be dead. I died. Oh my God, I died. I'm looking at this and I'm in heaven. Am I dead? I can't feel anything.
Man. My feet are numb.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I'm so grateful to have food. I really am.
I'm supposed to be fasting today, and I'm looking at this. And,
all right.
Is this a religious fasting?
No. I just wanted to fast one day just to clean out. But it's not going to happen.
This.
It's not going to happen.
Clean out.
I said clean out. Yeah, I went there.
I think I'm going to call this episode grilled cheese sandwiches.
It's a Reuben.
But
I don't know what's happening.
Reuben has
Olympic-sized grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, cinnamon buns. Now you gotta mention cinnamon buns. Thanks, Christopher. I love cinnamon buns.
Now we're looking at paninis.
You know what I like are the orange buns. Have you guys had those? The Pillsbury orange buns? Not the cinnamon ones, but they have the orange ones.
Yes,
with
those
frosting.
are so good.
Oh
Pillsbury orange bun. Does it laugh when you poke it?
Oh, I don't know.
They're like the cinnamon buns, but they're orange. Yeah, and the
orange blossom, like a hint of orange blossom to them, and they still have the cinnamon in them, but it's not like it's not quite like the cinnamon rolls. So it feels lighter with the. Oh, it's just so good. Oh, I think I might have a pack of that left.
Oh, there's a macaroni and cheese sandwich. Look at what Mad Wolf put in. Macaroni and cheese sandwich.
I've never seen a mac and cheese thing before that. Wow. And there's like mayo on the top of the bread? That's weird.
No, that looks like butter.
Is it? Oh, maybe it's butter. Maybe they're going to fry it up.
And then they're going to grill them. Yeah, they're going to grill them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Slap that on that grill. Turn it over.
I take it. There's no more Star Trek to talk about.
Sorry, we had the grilled cheese.
Oh my God, Mad Wolf is killing me.
Good.
He's killing me.
Fuck Mad Wolf.
Look at that. I think I'm gonna make that for breakfast.
Oh, that looks so good. I just want to eat it.
Janice, get here and make me a grilled cheese.
Oh man. Ouch, my girl parts.
Please.
Ouch, your girl parts?
She said, ouch, my girl part.
Well, because he's making one of those get me a sandwich lady type of sexist jokes, but I know he's not sexist. But that's why I was like, ouch, my lady parts. But I didn't know what else to say because I'm tired, so I think I said that wrong. I don't think ouch, my lady parts was what I was looking for.
And there's a line outside the studio to help Adrian with her lady parts.
No, thank you. I'm okay.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at the Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah. Thank you, McCoy.
Oh my God.
I'm not a doctor, but I wanted to be when I was younger.
Yeah.
Does that count?
You were practicing, weren't you?
It does. Yeah. And then you learn about the 10-year school and all that stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Actually, I got into a car accident, and I got to see what doctors really do to people. But not inflict that kind of pain on a person.
I was flipping a channel the other day, and there's a show called New York ER, where basically they just have cameras in New York emergency rooms. How's this for a medical dilemma? And just think about this. The nurse is like, we've already had 72 patients, and it's not even 12 o'clock yet, so it looks like it's going to be a really busy day. And then you hear this sound, and she goes, oh man, that's somebody puking. Which, okay, well, no, they're in an emergency room. So that's cool. One of the nurses comes out, it's a male nurse, and he walks by her, and they're hustling him off, and he goes, I got some in my eye, and the patient has HIV and Hep C. And Hep C.
Oh my God.
Oh
no.
my gosh.
That is the worst.
So they showed how they rinse his eyes out and everything. Then they take, spoiler alert for the squeamish, Mike, these tubes from an IV and kind of put it in the eye with saline to
flush it.
Flush it
out.
Yeah, because you gotta.
And then they said, the tests came back and there was no blood in the vomit, which means the chances of any kind of infection are infinitesimal.
Well, yeah, because you could still get it just from the saliva, but into the open part of the body.
Right.
Yeah, but so they put him on a big thing of antivirals and stuff. But I was like, Jesus, and this is their daily life, and that's why, like after my surgery, I said, nurses are some of the most underappreciated people in the world.
It's true. It's so true.
Christine
they work
Chapel,
their butts off, and they can't even find work most of the time.
I know, but Christine Chapel, we appreciate you.
But you know what? Let's take it back to grilled cheese sandwiches.
Okay.
Food to emergency room to barfing to back to food.
Yeah.
Twist my arm.
So what else do we got on the menu? Any more Dayton? Any more Star Trek?
Well, I just put something into our chat room. I figured we haven't done this in a while, but why not do a Life Pod 1? And we can just pick a column, or a row rather, from that image I just shared.
I don't know what that is, but I'm down.
I can't read it. I'm trying. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Life Pod 1.
All right. So here we go. Here's a Life Pod 1. We've got our Life Pod, and we are going to leave one of the following behind.
Okay.
Hoshi Sato, New Trek Uhura, Classic Uhura, Deanna Troi, or Ezri Dax.
Oh, that's easy.
You know who's missing from that row, right?
Who?
Ensign Kim. He's nowhere on this chart. He gets the short end of the stick again.
Holy crap, you're right.
So,
he would have been the one I would have left behind.
You're right, because...
Why isn't there anyone in that last... Oh, I guess there can't be, huh?
There would be, I guess Ensign Kim, but he was off, so the communications role was...
But see, Miles...
Him and Tuvok.
Wasn't Miles also operations on Deep Space Nine?
He was.
And Worf was operations on the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm. And Voyager really didn't have a communications officer. It was back and forth between Tuvok and him.
Well, what's significant about the Dax? Because it's not Jadzia. So this Dax I could leave, I think.
No, you can't.
No?
You just stop right there with your insane talk.
That is,
you were insane.
She's insane.
Tell me.
I can't believe that. I can't believe you said that.
Why would you want to keep this Dax?
Because Ezri Dax is awesome.
Okay, but tell me
got,
how.
First of all, she's got 9 lifetimes of experience to bring with her.
Okay.
And one of them is Jadzia.
Right.
One of them is Jadzia. She's more useful than Deanna Troi.
I think so.
Well,
so there's that.
Different skill set, but sure, more experience.
Well, same skill set though. She's a counselor.
No, but Deanna had the ability to be very empathic and almost to a telepathic degree.
This is the extent of Deanna's empathic. I sense stress in you.
Okay. So we agree that Deanna is on the possibly to be scratched list or the to be scratched.
Correct, because if she can't cook, she's gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh damn! My lady parts. Oh, poor Marina Sirtis, your beautiful face and voice, and I love her character, but yeah, I think that's a good one to leave out of the 5.
Hoshi goes nowhere. Hoshi stays. Hoshi rocks.
Oh, I like Hoshi. She's awesome.
Hoshi was doing it before a universal translator.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Hoshi does it old school.
Yeah.
I have to admit, JJ Uhura beats out Toss Uhura. Just
no, she doesn't. Really?
She can actually speak Klingon. For me, that.
Okay. She also sleeps with senior officers and causes trouble.
Yep.
Okay, that is a good point.
But she's better at combat
she kissed the captain
than Deanna Troi would be.
Magnum, she was forced to kiss the captain.
I know.
Troublemaker. So, for me, it comes down to Deanna Troi or JJ Uhura.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about the JJ Uhura one, but she's tough. I mean, she'll fight though. She doesn't sit on her butt. Even if she got written in as someone who's going to chatter with her boyfriend in the middle of a crisis.
That's
so
true.
does
She's
original Uhura though. Original Uhura, Gamesters of Triskelion. Hello.
But she had a lot more successes within one episode than I think JJ Uhura had in 2 movies. I just don't want to get rid of the JJ Uhura one because it's not her fault what happened.
It's her fault she's a bitch.
No.
What do you mean I'm going on the Farragut?
She's just tough with an occasional
I'm going to use my lady parts
moment.
to threaten you.
I'm not a fan of the JJ thing, but I don't want to get rid of the JJ Uhura. It just doesn't feel right. But the Deanna one, okay.
I would take all the ladies. I'd leave Kim behind.
And Mike, you're just leaving me with this image of the shuttle pulling away and Harry Kim standing with a forlorn look, doing like the soft wave as explosions are going behind him.
I know that I initially said that I would leave Harry Kim, but if I brought Harry Kim and I left Deanna Troi, I still would have all the ladies, because I don't see Harry Kim.
Point.
You know what I mean? He's not a ladies' man at all.
But
he could pilot the shuttle while
he could pilot the shuttle while Hamilton sits in the back.
He can, so
doing
that our ship crashes on an ice planet.
Oh yeah.
And God forbid we can't.
Itself is going down.
God forbid we get attacked because Harry, I can't get a lock Kim.
In that episode, you have to admit he got home. Sure, the ship didn't make it, but he got home.
That's one of my favorite Harry Kim episodes because I really like bitchy Harry Kim.
Christopher did make a point though that Troi does well on the fly, being an undercover Romulan. So potentially she could get into the softer side of Sears, as the saying goes, with regards to diplomatic exchanges and possibly taking on a tougher role for undercover.
Hoshi Sato.
So I'm in the Delta Quadrant, and I get attacked by Hirojans. They board my ship, so I'm going to get Deanna Troi in a Romulan outfit to take care of it for me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not going to happen.
Well, maybe in an Orion outfit?
That would be Hoshi.
Yeah, Hoshi.
She can kind of handle the sensual, motherly side of things. I mean, Orion or Romulan.
So could original
schoolgirl outfit, and it's all good.
Or what's a motherly role? I don't know, but I think she'd handle the diplomatic stuff pretty well, though. With that type of vibe.
Esri would actually do that because she has 9 lifetimes of experience inside.
Yeah, Curzon and all that.
Yeah, all that. She would know what to do. That's why I would bring her.
Now, Magnum, what if I told you that Deanna Troi makes the best grilled cheese sandwich out of all of them?
Then I would leave Harry Kim behind. As simple as that. I'm sorry. It's just, way to a man's heart is through his
grilled cheese.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dayton. No, son, bad.
What? Son says an Orion outfit because you've never seen enough Troy camel toe?
You said.
I'm confused.
He went there.
Are there camels on Beta
and that unitard?
P.F. Dennis says he would dump Hoshi because she's centuries behind. Hoshi, in her time period, was more advanced than the ship they were flying.
She was more advanced than Universal Translator.
I think he's just hating on the Asian woman.
I think that's what it is. You know?
Now, if the Universal Translator broke, Hoshi's the one that you'd want.
Exactly.
Because there's no way anyone else would be able to keep up. So Hoshi would be...
Now, using that criteria, Mike, either Uhura is supposed to be a linguistics expert, too. And they kind of alluded to that in the first JJ movie. Remember the first one, too?
Yes.
I would want all my people who are good at communications, because whoever you run into, I would need them to help translate. So I would have Hoshi and the both Uhuras on it.
And for diplomatic and or science stuff, you've got Dax.
Exactly.
And, even Troy has that diplomacy aspect to her.
Right.
Troy can't even fix Alexander Rashenko, okay?
Wow. And, Mike, let's be honest. You decide you want to take a nap and go in. Well, first you want to get something to eat because,
don't blame her for crashing the ship.
Because Dax is in the back making grilled cheese sandwiches. Deanna says, I'll take the con.
No.
Next thing you know, you're plowing into a planet or another ship.
No. Hayden.
Speaking of Hayden, Sunsail said, you see that? Hayden on the Asian woman, but what about Harry Kim?
Harry Kim's an Asian woman? Changes the character totally.
I know, right?
Harriet Kim.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
So I think we're all decided that Harry Kim stays behind.
He stays
even
behind.
Though he's not on the list.
Well, there's a reason why they left him out.
You're right, though. That's terrible that he didn't make any. That is really the biggest slap in the face to that character. Is he doesn't make any list.
It's a shame, and I kind of like and feel sorry for Harry at the same time. It's like,
Well, Magnum, hold on. There's another reason you want to take Harry.
Why?
He'd be too scared to sleep with any of the women because the last time he had sex, he got lectured and never got promoted.
Exactly. No one's gonna cockblock you. He's not gonna do that.
Or what's the cadet?
I know, right? Junior cadet. Remember that episode where the Klingon woman wanted him and he ran like a
little girl?
Yeah, like a little girl. Neelix is like, I'll take care of this for you.
Come on.
Neelix? Do you have the feeling Neelix would just walk into the bunny ranch and own the place? Be like, all right, ladies.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
All the ladies will go on holiday after that because they can't work. When Neelix is done with them.
Lady parts.
When Hugh Hefner dies, Neelix is going to step in and take
walking around in his Neelix bathrobe.
Exactly. Neelix is a band, though.
All right, here's kind of a reverse one for you. Who would you least like to go to, a party like at the Bunny Ranch or the Playboy Club? Okay, Riker.
A Star Trek character?
Yeah, Riker.
Yeah.
Neelix. Kirk.
Or Chakotay. I would say
Chakotay,
yeah.
I would say I would not take Kirk because he would forget about me and I was the one who brought him to the party.
I wouldn't want Tom there.
I don't think that Kirk is the kind that would leave. Kirk would leave you passed out and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think Chakotay would probably be my best buddy to take to something like that.
Yeah, because he's
Chakotay would watch out for you.
Yeah, exactly. He has your back.
Yeah, he could appreciate it and be right there with you in the action.
See, I wouldn't take Neelix because if I was in the middle of something, he would probably be joining in.
I wouldn't want to get off blocks.
Oh, good point.
Dude, he would be
those toenails alone. But Neelix would be Neelix would be like somebody out of Boogie Nights.
Definitely.
He started off kind of creepy, with the whole Kess thing, but
with a child.
Yeah.
He'd get a surprise group of females.
Creepy old guy. Yeah, creepy old guy.
Once he got over the Kess issue, he was actually turned out to be quite a ladies' man.
Now Riker would just be throwing lines down all night long.
Riker would totally. I could see Riker clearing out a bar, trying to hit on all the girls, and they all leave. That's what I.
No, I don't think they'd leave.
No, they would leave.
You think so?
Who would you want?
Yeah, he's like
creepy old guy. Your wingman,
Neelix.
Chakotay. Actually, I think you had the most fun with Chakotay. He's chill and he's down.
I say Neelix because Neelix is the type that brings up the vibe of the room or the atmosphere.
Neelix is going to cockblock you.
No, because you can always pick up the scraps. You know what I'm saying? There's always some that fall on the floor.
No. Here you go. Send Neelix with Wesley into one of those situations.
Oh no, that's interesting.
Wesley would come out with a beard.
Yep.
In an ascot.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So let's see. This week we've covered grilled cheese sandwiches, puking, who we want to go to a sex party with.
I think it's been a full morning.
It's been a full morning.
That's what she said.
Hey, oh, bing, hey.
She'll be here all week.
Lady Parts.
If we're lucky.
We have a voicemail message from Baz.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
GNT shows, listener mail. We want to hear from you. Send your questions, comments, and suggestions to hosts@gntshow.com. Complaints should be forwarded to J.J. Abrams.
Hi GNT Show, Bazak here. I'd just like to let you know that, yes, I am back in Star Trek Online. Woohoo! Just thought I'd let you know. And also, I've been reading some Star Trek Invasion series. 4 books in one that I got for Christmas the other year, maybe, yes. So I'd just like to give my quick thoughts since I only have a very limited time. I really like what they've done with the whole fear theme that runs throughout the books. The fear of the unknown, the fear that is artificially generated, and the fear in what's behind it, the fear of losing yourself. And finally, the whole thought that backs this up, fear, existential fear is, sometimes can be healthy, but just be aware and don't let it control you. So that's my main thoughts on the thing, though I'm not quite sure about the representation of the Furies in the final book as compared particularly in the TOS and TNG books early in the series. So that's it from me, Baz. Back to you guys in the studio.
And that was Baz.
Yay, the GNT show!
Stab.
It's good to hear that he's back in the stove.
Yes.
And he's been reading Star Trek Invasion, and he shares his thoughts about books. So we're glad that he's enjoying that book.
That was a fun series, too, those 4 books. I have the same one. He has the, the compendium. We're all 4 in one big, giant, huge volume. That's a fun series.
Cool.
And, I'm glad he's back in stove because what was the problem he was having?
It was a patching issue. He just could not get a patch, or his client to patch at all. It would start patching, and then it just, like, everything, the download would just go into limbo. He was downloading more than what was supposed to be patched, and none of it was actually getting patched. It was very odd.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of odd, I'm gonna. What do you guys think of to get the con uniform? You have to sign up for this other thing.
ARC?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it because, quite frankly, I don't want to sign up for more things.
You can always uninstall it after the fact. But the con uniform is nice. I do like it. I got it on my Klingon.
What is it? What is ARC?
It's similar to Steam. It's a client where you can have all your games loaded on it. But these games are all for Perfect World Entertainment. So you have all your games in one spot, and you could just open up ARC, click whatever game you want to play, just hit play on that, and it'll load it up for you.
I don't know. Just to me, I've already downloaded Stowe, and I'm 8.5 seasons into it. To have to download another client thing, just to me that strikes me in the same as you got to read the comic book before you see the movie.
Well, eventually you're going to be forced into it.
Right.
Right now, if you have to reinstall, you're getting ARC. There's no other option.
Well,
if you have an old download of the installer, it doesn't work. They force you into
it hasn't
ARC.
Forced me yet.
Well, you haven't done a reinstall game.
No.
Yeah. No. Once you do, you have no choice. You're getting ARC.
Unless you have a Mac, like I do. But the ARC will eventually be coming for the Mac as well.
Yeah. So ARC is it's the future. So yeah,
it's convenient if you
tried
play a lot of Perfect World games, like if you're playing Neverwinter and
or Champions,
Star Trek Online. But if you're only just playing like one game, like Star Trek Online, then it can be a little bit taxing on your computer to have one more client that does that. Especially if you're also using Steam.
Right.
But it still works. I think that there's ups and downs to it. I mostly just play Star Trek Online, but eventually I will have to do the ARC as well, because I like to play Champions, but I play Champions and Neverwinter on my guy's computer on his PC, so that's not on my computer. So I don't have to use the ARC yet. But he has ARC, so.
Now, is there any words? I think a couple of weeks ago somebody had said something about Stowe going to a console as well.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, they're talking about trying to get it on different platforms.
Well, they got to.
That way you can like play it on the big screen
first, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, it all depends on how difficult each of these things are. Because if something's easier than something else, then they can do something simultaneously as they're working on another big project. It all depends on how many. Well, any programmers out there. Now's the time to put in your resume to Cryptic. So they have more hands on deck.
Because I'd love to play it on my Xbox.
Yeah, I would love to see it on my big screen. I tried doing it with my Mac, hooking it up to AirPlay, and I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you have a Mac, it's where basically you hit this little button and it sends whatever's on your computer. If you've got wireless to your screen, like if you've got Apple TV, like I have, and but the problem is that the sound doesn't transfer. It's you only see the picture. So I see the game looks beautiful on our screen. It's all big, but and I'm playing it, from my computer, but there's no sound. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a Mac glitch thing right now. Hopefully they're working on it, but that's all I can manage right now. So it'd be nice to be able to play it on a console where it's fully dedicated.
Oh God, I would love to play it on. I have a 52-inch HD TV.
Yeah.
Would it still be free to play, or would it be a separate purchase?
I would assume it would probably be free to play. You'd probably just, download it onto your PS4 or your Xbox, 360 or whatever you have.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. I don't see why they would start charging other, console use when it's already free on the PC.
Yeah.
But they might, I don't know how they're going to make income just dedicated for the console user. I would assume it's still the same thing that they do for the computers, which is, based on purchases and maybe ads.
Well, there's still the C-store. I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to make money so they can improve the game, because if they don't have money, they don't have enough staff. So.
See, Christopher 13 says, if ARC becomes a required install, whether I reinstall Stowe or not, I may out and out drop Stowe indefinitely. I don't like being forced into things.
Yeah, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I know some people get extra irritated, maybe because it stacks onto other things they're irritated about, but ARC alone, I think, works well enough, and I think it'll get better over time. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it right now, but I wouldn't mind having that gateway because I play at least 3 of the games from Cryptic. So
here's how I feel. Go ahead, Mike.
One of the things about ARC, though, is it detects what games you have installed. So you don't have to install a whole other copy of Stowe.
Right.
It detects what you have already, and then it just adds it to the list. So it's not like Steam where you have to have a separate installation just for Steam. ARC, it will use your Steam install.
Oh, does it? I didn't know that. I thought it was separate.
I think so.
Because on the PC that my guy has, it's you double click on the ARC to open it up, and it automatically logs you in, and you just choose the game you're going to do, and then you get dropped into that game.
Yeah, that is how it works. But it's actually running files from whichever installation you already have. From what I understand.
You said that. Well, I thought you meant that basically you could access your ARC through Steam, or did I hear you wrong?
No. For instance, I use Steam to play Stowe. When I installed or when I updated ARC, it detected my Steam installation of Stowe, and it used those files. It added that installation to ARC, and that's the installation I've been playing.
So it seems like, I don't know, are they going to take it would be bad of them on a business move, to getting notice to take themselves off of Steam, but for the user, it sounds like it's redundant. Like it's having
2 copies. You don't end up with 2 copies. You only end up with 1, and it's whichever.
But you still have to have an extra system running on your computer, which is still draining resources.
That part is redundant.
That's the part that I meant.
You don't actually have to have 2 10 gigabyte installations of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
All right. we should be winding up the show. I think it's almost at about that time, but I do have a couple announcements.
All right.
Last week, in order to try to expand our audience, I've experimented with a couple new services. Let's see, we are now on YouTube, at least one episode is on YouTube, and we also have a Mixcloud, which is hosting just the audio of our episodes. So, more ways to check out the GNT show now.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff.
Any other announcements?
That's all I got now, I think.
Okay. Adrian, do you have any announcements?
Nope.
Magnum, where will you be appearing?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I do appear on Trek Radio on Tuesday nights. I do a podcast there, and I am actually doing a podcast on Caspian Studios for a Caspian division. So we have 5 episodes up on the website right now, Club 602. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And Terry, please get better, feel well. It's 2 weeks in a row that you've, okay, we understand contract negotiations and all of that, but come on, knock it off.
I know, right?
I wish her a speedy recovery.
She's going to force a salary cap on us.
Get well, Terry.
Get well. And thank you to everyone for joining in. Have a great week. Enjoy the Olympics if you choose to watch. Everyone have a great, great time, and we'll see you next week. And bye, Janice.
Kapla.
Joe Lantro.
All right, take care.
Dayton.
Joe Lantro.
Dun, dun, dun.
Joe Lantro.
GNT Show is a Busy Little Beaver production.
Music for the GNT Show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-Year Mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, warp factor 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To boldly go where no man's gone before. Space heavy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G